Welcome to the George FTTV YouTube channel. Today we'll discuss a bunch of players that I watched during the practice games and a few intra-clubs as well that were streamed. Those are Crows and North. And then, there were a few other games that were streamed or your practice games gone by. The Indigenous game versus Freo, Essendon Dogs, Geelong and Hawthorn, and then the other one's West Coast Richmond. So we'll go over some individual players, and some of this has happened 3 or 4 days ago, but I think it's worth going over before this next batch of practice game starts. I think it's tomorrow, 19th today, 20th. So, at the moment I am in a motor inn. I don't think you can call it a hotel room, but motor inn, just do regional trips for work, and here for a few days. So, and I'm doing this again next week, so a little bit light in the content. So bit of a struggle to get out content. I would have loved to get some people on the channel and stuff, and feel like that's my responsibility, but I just haven't done any of it. So not good enough from me, but I just got to make the time. I'm busy, but I can make time, so hopefully we can do something there. But it's a lot of driving up here. I'm in Horsham at the moment, so I've been listening to a lot of SEN radio. So I've heard an interview with Jack Steele, I think it was yesterday morning. He said he was in the best shape he's ever been, and said the standout at training for them is NAS. So listening to SEN a lot, you just get a few little snippets of stuff here and there. So when I do these videos, I'm happy to share anything I pick up, stuff like that. And I've been listening to Drake's album as well with Party Next Door, and really love it. The reviews are bad, but I really like it. It's been getting me through, so it's been good. We'll get straight into the stuff, into the players' names. So start off with the Crows. So I did watch this intra-club pretty closely, and I've got a couple notes here. So Dan Curtin, I think, looked really good at half forward. I think he can play half forward or key forward, and he's able to take those marks up the ground, and he's one that, depending on the matchup, I might field, but he's definitely 100% locked in my team, and excited to watch him play. He looks brilliant. Didn't have a preseason last year with some knee issues, so Curtin's in my team. It is, I think his job security is really good, and I don't know, if he gets subbed, I'd be shocked, but you never know. I did read today that he's training on the wing when he's been half forward or forward for the whole preseason. So why they would change that now, I have no idea. But I don't know. We'll see how it works out. But I don't like that they're doing that. I just think you settle him in the role that he's trained in and it looked good in. The other one is Sid Draper. Been managed this preseason with a bit of a back issue. Still done a fair bit of preseason from what I've read, but just held back a little bit. So he looks good. You can see why he went pick 4. Just attack on the ball at stoppage is exceptional, and very happy that the Crows picked him. He's just one to watch and where he fits in, because we have I think it was an article about Rochelle might get some mid-minutes. I don't know how realistic that is, but there's a lot of names to go through. I don't need to reel them all off. Like Rankin wasn't playing this game, and I don't know what his mid-clock looks like. I don't know how high it could be 50, it could be 60. I don't know. It could be less. I'm not sure. So we'll get a better idea of that, hopefully. But I think he's still I don't mind him up forward, because he's just one of the best forwards in the league. So I don't know. I don't know what the mix is, but I think Rankin could be a good pod. But I don't know. I've gone elsewhere. I think there's a lot of money makers in the forward line, but Curtin I've picked. Sid is a watch, and if you like Rankin, go for it. One thing I also wanted to note is, our starting halfbacks in the A team was Laird and Millera, and then Cumming rotated with Millera, wing and halfback. So Hinge has been in the Bs in training and this game here. So a bit odd what's going on with Hinge, and they're preferring Laird and Miller at halfback. Now Miller is 250k, so he could get some wing rotations. I honestly don't know. He's been really hard to trust in previous years, and I think if Hinge is in the 2s, which would shock me, but that's what's happening at the moment, I think Miller comes out for him. So we'll see. I'm probably going to stay out of that, but he's 250k playing halfback, so it's and a bit of wing, but he'll make money, but just a bit of an odd situation there. That's it from the Crows. I think Dawson was mostly mid and whatnot, but I'm picking Dawson. At the end of the video as well, I'll touch on what my team, I'll say, I can't share it at the moment, but I'll say what players I've locked in and whatnot, and plays I'm considering. North Melbourne, Pretty boring, to be honest. I think the B team was almost beating the A team at halftime, which is, I don't know if you read anything into that, but I didn't love Parker's game. I thought, like, is he going to have any outside game at all? Just going to be inside or a bit forward. So Parker's a no from me. I think he's worth watching, but it sounds like they're pumping up Tommy Powell, and maybe Powell's the one that takes a bit more of the mid clock that Wardlaw isn't getting. So we'll see about that. And then Harry Sheasel. Some people want to fade because he's expensive. I'm just going to pick him, and I don't really care. Just whatever role, who cares? It's almost like we have Nick Dacos in North colours available in the back line for 630k. I'm just going to take it, and yeah, he might get tagged, but I don't care. I'm picking him, not thinking any further than that. But I think Whitlock as well looked okay in defence. I'm not too sure, to be honest. Maybe watch him again. Junior numbers weren't massive, but I think it's like when you play key forward a bit, like it's hard to read into, you play multiple roles. What are the true numbers? I don't know. So maybe he plays early, but I don't know. But yeah, I imagine won't score massively being a first year key position player. Trying to think if I missed anyone, maybe. But I didn't really, we've got like Daniel and stuff and Sherry, and like what we see from them means absolutely nothing. So in this practice game, but next game is the Indigenous All-Stars versus Fremantle. A bit to take out of this game, even though it was like a soccer aid game or whatever you call it, footy legends game, whatever, but gimmicky preseason game. But probably main takeout from this was O'Driscoll. Loved his game. Yes, he looked like he was going flat out, whereas a lot of others were probably going 70%, but yeah, he looked good. And I think the timeline on this is year one, he was injured. Year two, he was an okay rookie for us. I think he started getting subbed when he reached about 300k. So he did make 200k for us in year two as a defender mid-rookie. Looked all right. He's able to kick goals. Has a really big frame. Got a couple centre bounces. I don't know how realistic that is, but I think just watching him play, I think he's got scope to be an inside mid if Erasmus and Johnson don't work out. But I liked his game, bit of wing, bit of pushing into stoppage. I mean, when you say wing, that's not really what we want, but I think at 190k, whatever he is, I think probably closer to 200. I'm going to pick him and pick him on the field. So I think he can average 70. We've seen, I think O'Meara and Sharp average 70 odd for us at Freo on a wing. So if you get a 70 average, if you can get good job security, I don't think he'll be sub if he plays like that. Maybe he could be, I don't know, but I think, yeah, you just back him into play like that. And yeah, goal kicking winger, a couple centre bounces, maybe, I don't know. Well, they did put Strong at full forward for a bit, so that might have opened up. But look, I liked his game, and yeah, injured first year and third year. Second year was okay. Fourth year, another preseason. I'm in for Nod, so he's on my field. And you got Sardis, Jagger, Nod. They're my three rookies on field. We'll see what happens with Levi, Ashcroft, and Sid Draper and stuff, because it's a bit of a squeeze in the 22 with those guys. And there's a few others as well. The Richmond boys, I guess Layla's not going to play, but there's the Melbourne boys as well, Lindsay and Langford, who I really haven't seen yet, so we'll get a good look at them. That's it for rookies, I think. I mean, you couldn't take much from the Indigenous game because it was from the Indigenous team, just because it was like it's a fake team. So, but they were fun to watch. In terms of premiums, I don't want to touch too much on premiums, but Geordie Clark and Brayshaw, I thought they were horrible. I think they got better as the game went on, but some of the errors I saw from Geordie Clark was you're just hoping they're blowing out the cobwebs. So I've still got Clark and Andy in my team. Don't really care if they play bad this game. Clark, some of his turnovers, shocking, but that's fine. It's a practice game, who cares? Clark, I'm not massively excited about the pick, but I mean, defense is a shambles. You're picking someone with a bye, but he kind of fits like good age, durable, secure role. I guess proven only for 1 year. Ideally, they're proven for over a few more years, but there is a few mouths to feed back there with Ryan, and I think it's Wagner. It's not too bad, but look, it's 100 plus from him. I guess it's not great for the price, but I mean, at least he doesn't have a bye. So still got Andy. Loved Sarong's game. First 5 minutes, just was on fire. Then set a full forward, played on Stephen May, and yeah, geez, if Sarong doesn't get tagged, it's going to be a hard watch not owning him, I reckon, even though he's still 620. I looked at his early run, and there might be a James Jordan tag, and surely they don't send Jack Graham when he plays a West Coast to him. Surely not. What a waste of development that would be, but they could, who knows. So Sarong should kill him anyway, but yeah, I don't see like a massive amount of tags in the early fixture. I think they play Melbourne, but Neil Bullen's gone now, so we'll see. I've got Sarong in my team. He's one I've been considering, and yeah, I've sort of been playing around with the midfield. Like, I don't have Bond at the moment, but I don't know which way it'll go. But I like, Sarong. I mean, not much to take out of it. Like, just a reminder, when he's not tagged, he just takes the piss out there. He's that good. Horne-Francis, I've caved and put Horne-Francis in. I think I got rid of Bond to free up 150k to, what did I do again? I can't remember. I had needed that 150k, so I've gone Bond out for Horne-Francis. I still am a little bit concerned. Is there anything to be concerned about really with Horne-Francis? It's going to be top 6 regardless, but I think post-buy, did 95. Just a lot of mouths to feed, but I think there's just a lot of noise about he's getting a little bit more mid-clock. Another preseason, gone overseas again, so the Richmond matchup in round 2 frightens me. I just feel they have no answer for him at all. So I've got Horne-Francis. I don't think it's the worst fade still, because there's so many money makers to jam, I think, in that forward line. But yeah, the other one is Nas. Nas had an injury marker on him in the AFL app, so I don't actually know what's gone on there, but he did have hamstring awareness at training about 3 weeks ago. That's probably enough to scare me off, to be honest, but he's probably fine. So Nas was all right. But yeah, trying not to overreact to Primos in this game, but like Andy and Clark were not great, but I still got him in. And then I've been considering Horne-Francis and Sarong pretty much the whole preseason. So, I mean, they're in my draft at the moment, and I think, Sarong will be there, and Horne-Francis, I think 80% will be in. Our next game is Richmond versus West Coast. I don't think I watched this. I got home when the second half was on, and I couldn't see because the quality was so bad and my eyes are not great. So I'm just reading reports. So Matty Flynn started as number one ruck, which is promising. Apparently copped a knee in the back or something. I don't know exactly what happened, but did go off, I think, and BJ took the rucks. But I think he's number one ruck and looked okay. So I'm half tempted by this, to be honest. I think he was rucking against Samson Ryan. Again, he just needs to play number one ruck, and he should average 80 plus. Pretty much every ruck in the game does 80 plus. That's like not a VFL like fill-in player. So, like for example, like a Reedy or something, or like a Strawn, like apart from like that. But I'm keep an eye on Flynn, see how his fitness goes. But apparently looked okay and had a decent preseason. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I read mixed things on Flynn, so he's worth watching. Hutchinson, so Marriage didn't play, which is interesting. Been playing halfback in training. Hutchinson, bit of wing, bit of centre bounces. Apparently he's got like a really good work rate. I do like him. I watched his tape from round 24, every touch on the AFL app, and he looks good. 230k, if I can fit him in, I probably will. But 230k, it's getting quite steep. Like Noddy is 1 or 200k, but yeah, that 10, 20, 30 extra k starts to get a little bit steep. So how many of these guys with non-perfect roles do you want to pay up for? He'll make money. I think he'll play and be one of the better players for them. So Hutch, I'm keeping an eye on. If for whatever reason I can structure him in, and I just got the money, I'll probably pick, but just to keep an eye on it. Bo Allen, halfback, which good sign. Not a massive junior accumulator, so keeping. Yeah, I just want to see. I need to see it for myself in the next 2 games. One more game. I need to see it. So, and where he fits in the best 22. So, do they bring Marriage in? Maybe not, because he's not playing. So, is Bo Allen going to be sub? I don't know. So, he's one where I don't have a good read on him. We'll just keep an eye. And that's the thing. Every pick is precious, because one bad rookie can be one trade, and you don't want to be covering your losses with trades. You want to be grabbing opportunities. So, I can't grab this opportunity because I've stuffed up a rookie. I need to look after my cash gen. So, you really need to nail every single rookie. So I want to watch all of them and make a good assessment there. And a lot of the defender rookies are pretty suspect. There's a few in the Essendon game which we can speak on as well. And then I guess Richmond is just hard to get a read on because they literally played half their teams either injured or didn't play. So they basically ran out like every kid they had, it felt like. So Blight 240k apparently played really well. I'm not saying no just yet. I know the key defender for 240k. I know a lot of us a few years ago, we were struggling in defence. We picked Liam Jones for, I think, maybe 230k, 220k. I think he got injured the first game, scored 5, but actually came back and made 100k. So a really good interceptor. And I was looking at Richmond's fixture, actually. Round 1, looks like Curno's going to miss. And I think they're like, if he's taking the second key forward, he's going to get a lot of easy matchups. So Danaher's not there anymore. They play Brisbane early, so he's going to get a lot of supply too. I'm actually semi-interested in this, but he's one where I'm not excited to get him in. It's more defense is a bit of a struggle, and we'll see what money we have left over and whatnot, and how confident we are in this defender rookie. So he's kind of just there as like a safety blanket because I think he'll be okay, but I need to actually watch him probably because I've done mostly reading on him, to be honest. So we'll reserve judgment until then, but another one like Caleb Smith and like you still got Vlosten and Short to come back. So we'll worry about these rookies. Layla as well, injured, and worry about these rookies when they actually field a proper team because it was all kids basically. Our next game is Geelong and the Hawks. Chris Scott is really screwing with our heads with Sam De Koning. A few good games. I think 3 games over 100 and then 2 like floor games, like 60 or 70 last year as ruck. But in all those games, he's actually accumulating the ball, like average 20 touches in those 5 games of the ruck line. So he's one, I've got him in at the moment, but I think we'll get round 0 to have a look. And how much does he actually ruck? I assume it's going to be majority ruck and then Blitzarves chops out. If Blitzarves chopping out, what's SDK doing? Is he resting down back? Because Blitzarves also went a bit on a wing this game too. So from what I read, I watched the highlights of this game because when I went to watch the replay on Fox, they just showed a condensed version of the game. Didn't see the full thing, which is a bit annoying. But again, I'll do what I can from what I saw and whatnot. But yeah, if you wanted to run a risky ruck line with a Reedy or a Flynn, I think you probably want this backup of SDK. Is he actually a good ruck? I don't know. It sounds like he's an easy matchup for other rucks, so it's not a good sign. But I think they don't really do they pull Stanley out the bag? As Ab says, I'm at confusion at the moment with this. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with SDK. He's in my team at the moment, just because defense is just a headache at the moment. That's why I've got Geordie, Clark, and Cheezel and Mills, and then the other 3 I should know by now, but I'm not sure. I think it'll be Cheezel, Clark, Mills, and then a rook. Hopefully, maybe James Lake will get opportunity. Maybe Ralston in the midfield gets opportunity with no Tom Green, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then who else we got? Nevitt. I don't know. I read Nevitt played okay. Got a lot of centre bounces, the most, but does that actually happen in game? Don't know. A lot of people have been jumping on Holmes. I mean, I like Holmes. Obviously he's a Jet, going to be a star. Already is one, really. How consistent's the role with him? Done a few hamstrings as a buy. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he does 105 plus, so I think he'll definitely improve on last year. Maybe has a bit more of a consistent role, but I'll probably sit out. I think just the buy is bad and soft tissue is 3. I don't like it, so it's just me being me. But he's quite popular in Discord, and I understand why. And then Bailey Smith didn't get massive centre bounces and did get rested, so I'm a little bit. I'll pick Bailey Smith, but I can see why people might be concerned. Like, is he going to be more wing or more inside? I'm not sure, but I think he'll get enough inside time to be a decent pick. Didn't he leave Geelong? Didn't he leave the Dogs in the first place because he wasn't getting inside time, or I don't know, maybe he didn't get along with Bevo or something. Who knows? But that's Geelong. I've got Baz. I've got SDK. I've got Never on the bench. A bit worried about Nevitt with sub-risk. Geelong have a pretty good 22. Moving on to Hawthorn. Another headache, and it's a bit of a gamble if you go with Sicily, but we know what Sicily can do when he is doing whatever he wants, and he can do that all year because Barras or Bat, who's the other one? Barras or Bat will go down, well, it's blank in, it's frost in, or whatever. Like, he's just going to be third tall doing what he wants. You look at team balance, you look at who's their forward line with no Deer and Lewis, it's Ramsden and Chol. Like, for team balance, looks like he probably should go forward, but you're giving up one of the best defenders. But in the league, pretty much honestly, I would call him the best defender, top 5 defender in the league minimum in this role at worst. But then again, you look at the forward line and you're like, they need something there. So it's confusing. I know Sam Mitchell said he'll be back. He's training back this year, and depending on game day, they can throw him forward. But yeah, you just look at the list balance and think, I don't know. So with the buyer, I'll probably sit out Sicily, but I know in our Discord, we all love Sicily. He's a favourite, so fun to watch. And when he's not, I guess it's fun to watch when he loses it a bit, but yeah, not fun when he's getting suspended. But I don't think I have anything else from the Hawks game to tell, really. I've got nothing else. Brandon McKenzie played alright, but I think maybe wing, who knows. Essendon versus the Dogs, I did watch this. I think this game happened before these games I just did, but yeah, this was an interesting game. First one, Riley Sanders. Just a reminder, like, Bevo is his coach. So Sanders did get all the mid opportunity, or most of it, but they ran a Harms, a Garcia, Kennedy, who's the son, West as well. Got a few CBAs, but honestly, I don't know what Bevo's thinking. I don't know what sort of mid-time he gets. What does it look like with Bont and Libba back? Ed Richards set out half the game. He didn't score that well with CB opportunity. He got like a little bit of a block of like 20s and 30s in that sort of range of CBs last year. Didn't score that well, but it's a great article on afl.com.au where he gets talked up a bit and had massive preseason and worked on stuff and trimmed down 7 kilos and all this stuff. So there's a lot of good money makers up forward. I think Curtin will be good. I think Davidson will be good. Touch on him in a second. Looks like Connor Stone's likely to play, fighting with Ware for a spot, but I think from what I've heard, Stone's ahead. So yeah, plus like Hugo Garcia might be okay. Hutchison's there. There's a bunch of guys that can make a bit of money there. So do you pay up for Sanders? Because when Treloar's back, yeah, they'll have Ed, Treloar, Liver, Bont. It's probably 5 ahead of him. So it's like, you would think. I'm cautious with Sanders at the moment. Just see how he goes. But he played okay. Like, I don't think he shut the lights out, but yeah, we'll see. Again, this was, Merritt, I think, rested. Salas was number 1 mid. Who else they got? Can't remember. Cordwell Durham played. Oh, no, Durham didn't play. But yeah, Davidson, I think you lock him in on your bench. Davidson looks pretty good to me. I was impressed. Able to take a few marks. So I think they've liked him all preseason, so he's in. That's it for the Dogs. I don't think there's much else to take out. I think they did not sign Crosley today. So they did split rucking English and Crosley. Some people looking at English. I don't enjoy watching him. I'm not going to pick him, but I can see the appeal. Like, I feel like he had a bad year and almost did 110 last year. So you think it's only up from here with him, but not for me. Essendon, so Draper and Brian. Brian number 1 ruck for the first half, and pretty much Draper played exclusive key forward until Brian had a spell on the bench. Then he went in the ruck. But in the quarter 2, they brought on 2 meter Peter, which meant, I don't know what happened with Brian, but Draper started in the ruck with 2 meter Peter up forward. So I don't know what the dynamic there is. How much does Draper ruck? Because he actually looked all right. How much does Brian ruck? I think it'll be more Brian, but is there going to be enough for Brian to be a good pick, or is Draper going to eat into it too much? It's a big question mark. We'll get a look at it in round 0. Keeping an eye on Brian. He's not my team at the moment. I just think he's a little bit risky. We saw Scott sub Rachmaninoff, subs Brianoff a few times, could that happen again? I don't know. So for me, that's, wait and see on that. And then a few Essendon rookies, Pryor, Reid, Hayes, and O'Hawley. Pryor looked okay to me. VFL numbers pretty good. Last 2 years are in the 90s. I asked some Brisbane fans, a couple Brisbane fans in our Discord, what do you think of Pryor? They said he's no good. So, I don't know. I thought he played okay, but I don't know. I guess you trust the Brisbane guys, but yeah. Could he lose his spot to Ridley? That's the question. Zach Reid didn't do a lot. I think early few touches, but I didn't really see him much after that. He's like bench only, and one I would be okay avoiding. Like, he's talented, he's good. I think he did a good job on Darcy after the first quarter. I think Darcy got a hold of him early, but practice game, so who knows? But yeah, I think bench only, like injury risk, but yeah, he can rebound. He's like not a bad kick, so it's an interesting one. Reid. Hayes, honestly, I didn't even notice Hayes. I think he's a key defender rookie for us. I don't know. We'll watch round 0 if he plays. And then O'Hawley played on a wing, pretty quiet. A little bit of halfback, I think, later in the game, but mostly wing. I'm not sure with O'Hawley. I'm not seeing anything that's screaming like definite best 22 here. I'm not sure. I guess Durs was on one wing. Who's on the other? Is it Martin? Because Martin played a lot wing, so I wouldn't. Yeah, Martin's role looked not good for fantasy or Supercoach, but we know when he can kind of score kind of anywhere. But I think I just want a more secure role for that price point. So, I've got Zach Reid at D8 at the moment, and if O'Hawley's named round, or if we can look at O'Hawley in round 0. So see what happens with Pryor, because I think Pryor 94 DT, which is pretty good. The VFL, if we can get him as a rookie, it'd be nice. But is he best 22? Maybe we'll find out. I think that's it. How's my team looking? Defense, I went over that. Sheasel, Clark, Mills, Leake for now. The other two are Sam De Koning, and I've got Jacob Blight there, but I don't know if that'll last. But it's a mess. I shouldn't be stuffing around this late, but I'm not too sure. I think it's important. I haven't brought in any new premiums that I wasn't considering beforehand. Like, I haven't brought in a Holmes or a Sicily. But yeah, that's my defense. Midfield, I don't have Bont at the moment because I needed the money, so I went him to Horne-Francis. But I'm running double Freo, Sarong, Brayshaw, Butters, Dawson, and Oliver. And then Jagger, Noddy, and Sardis. They're my 3. I can't remember if I've got Peatling, to be honest. I think I've got him in flags, I think. My ruck line, I don't know. Thinking about Sherry, Meek, maybe even Briggs, maybe Flynn if he's named round 1. If you got Sam De Koning in defence, bit risky. I think with a flex spot, one player dropping out plus best 18 of 23, and 3 of the first 5 weeks or whatever it is, 3 of the first 4 weeks. Maybe we give us a bit of leeway to take a bit of a punt. So it's got to be calculated though. It needs to be worth the risk. So I'm thinking about it. So we'll see. But yeah, it's just, if Meek and Briggs didn't have the bye, I almost pick those two, to be honest. But yeah, I think Briggs has got Gore and then a bye, so I don't really want to start that. But I think price is not too bad. Maybe you just hope Briggs does alright against Gorn, and then you hope Reedy. I know Reedy's got an early fixtures pretty nice, so maybe hope Reedy at R3 plays well. I didn't touch on Reedy before. You would have thought he'd done a better job against Livingston. Not really impressed, but I think they want to maintain that structure. So he's my R3. And the timeline of Sean Darcy's 3 to 5, I mean, do you believe that? I mean, probably not. I think that just, it's sometimes they got to go into damage control with Darcy, but I think this injury was a bit unlucky, just infection from a screw or whatever. But yeah, ruck line's up in the air at the moment. Sherry, Meek, Briggs, Flynn, sort of looking at those 4. Maybe Gorn, even gone as well. I don't know. TDK, looks like Curno's got a bit of a dodgy knee at the moment. Second surgery now in the preseason for his knee. So that's a bit of a worry. Do they need Tom De Koning forward? Pitney's ready to go. He's had a good preseason apparently. Like, I understand what what TDK can do as a solo rock, but is that realistic for one, team balance with Curno out, and two, can his body actually hold up? Because he gets, it's quite physical and did get battered and bruised at times there. So can he actually sustain a full year by himself in the ruck? I don't think so. So that's the issue there. What's my forward line? Standard forward line: Franco, Baz, JM, Daniel. I've still got Hugo Garcia. That could be Hutchinson, I don't know. And then I'm fielding a Stone or a Curtin or a Davidson. So one of those. I've got Curtin on field at the moment, but maybe I could go Stone if he's half back. And I forgot who they got round one. Oh, it must be Melbourne. Collingwood in round 0. So that's my team at the moment. So I don't know. I think the defense line in SDK is getting a little bit messy. These, like, I've had Roberts for a bit. I don't know why I've called on Roberts a bit. I have no idea. We'll get round 0 to look at it, but maybe it's because new coach, and I don't know, do they throw like a week's back there who's training there? I don't think he's best 22, but I don't know, Florida, what they do with him. It'll all work out, hopefully, if we figure something out. But that's it for the video today. Probably better to listen to audio of this instead of my tired ass face. Been driving like, I don't know how much we've been driving. I think 6 hours yesterday, only 3 hours today, and then 8 hours tomorrow. So a bit knackered, but Supercoach started, so who cares? We're going to have some fun. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.